NBA is screwing over the Oklahoma City Thunder as they are under investigation for some reason. I don't even know why. It is absurd that Adam Silver and the NBA are investigating the Oklahoma City Thunder for not allowing players to participate, failing the participation policy or whatever they have set in place. I think that's absurd. I think it is completely stupid. It is BS. There is no reason for this. They're investigating a game that the Thunder ended up winning by 20. Where Aaron Wiggins had an insane performance. Jay Will dropped a triple-double. Yes, I get it. They sat the starting five. Okay, cool, whatever. A lot of teams do this. Boston has done this multiple times where their players could have played, but they're not under investigation for any of that. All right, the Jazz, they don't get under investigation. They just get fined. So why is it the Thunder have to be investigated now? It makes no sense to me, and we're going to break down what's going on here. And it's not just an investigation. It seems the entirety of everyone that works for the NBA are against the Oklahoma City Thunder as well, because the latest MVP polls just show a straight up biasy for Nikola Jokic when they're talking about him and writing about him, and kind of putting down Shai Gilgeous-Alexander when they mention his MVP case. Before we get into all of that, though, some exciting news as we have partnered with the Hot Takes app for a March Madness bracket for the channel. All right, we are also partnered with other digest channels for this event. Just download the Hot Takes app and click the March Madness banner at the top. And under groups, select the Digest Media Pool. This is really exciting as there's over $25,000 and prizes to be won. Since there's a much smaller pool of people participating, there's a real chance of winning big compared to other bracket challenges out there. Check out the link below or scan the QR code to download the app. Man, make sure to use the promo code DIGEST in all caps to get exclusive perks when signing in. Again, completely free to sign up and a serious chance to win big. If you have any trouble, reach out to us in the email down below. We are excited to see you in the March Madness pool. I'm really excited to participate with you guys as well. Like I mentioned, completely free app to use. It's going to be really fun. I can't wait to see you guys in there. This is something that I think is going to be really fun, exciting that we're going to do on the channel. So make sure to sign in there. Use code DIGEST in all caps to get exclusive free rewards when signing in, and also join the Digest channel media poll and bracket when you're doing the March Madness challenge. Once again, Hot Takes app. Thank you very much for this right here. Now let's go ahead, get into talking about what's going on here. As like I said, this is just straight up BS, what the NBA is trying to do here. This is what is going on. And also, as always, okay, just real quick, 59% of you guys come back and watch these videos, not subscribe to the channel. We'd really appreciate it if you guys could just hit that subscribe button real quick. But let's go ahead and get into the real content. Shams tweeted this out, all right? The NBA is investigating Oklahoma City Thunder for potentially violating league's player participation policy, sources tell ESPN. Game under review is OKC's March 7th win over Portland, which Thunder starting five, Gilgeous-Alexander, J-Dub, Chet, Dort, and Hartenstein, stat. So, like, I get it, okay? You want the players to play, all right? Portland's been sitting players. They've been purposely tanking. Utah's been purposely tanking. The Wizards have been taking. A bunch of these teams have been taking. Even contending teams have rested players against teams that are tanking, but you're not going to investigate them or try to find them. That's what I don't understand. What about Boston? Okay. What about the Jazz? You don't ever investigate them. You just find them. You're like, oh, we're just going to find you this money here. Boom, pay up. What about the Wizards? Huh? What about all these teams that could have these players play, but yet you're not investigating them? Why does it have to be the Oklahoma City Thunder? It seems like you're intentionally trying to cause something to ruin this team and screw over the Thunder here. It doesn't make sense. And like I mentioned, it was in a win, okay? Look at this. We won 107-89, and we were just resting these guys because look at this gauntlet that the NBA put us up against here at the end of the season. Back-to-back games against Denver, where we split with them, by the way. A game against the Boston Celtics, the reigning champions, which we ended up winning. A game against a young Detroit team that has really exceeded past expectations this season, where Cade Cunningham's been absolutely crazy for them. Ended up winning that game 113-107. And then another back-to-back where we have to go to Milwaukee tonight. It just doesn't make sense. Why are you investigating us that? Because they're like, okay, in a span of a week, you're playing against how many real contenders? 1, 2, 3 real contenders here, and one team that can make a deep playoff run. So it's natural to rest some of your main guys there in that game. I just don't understand why it's a problem when Oklahoma City does it. That's what I don't understand. Why is it such a big problem when the Thunder do it, but when other teams do it, Boston, all right, they have a bunch of guys listed as questionable there that could play, all right? Why are they not continuously investigating them? Why? That's what I don't understand. Why does it just specifically have to be the Thunder, okay? Another thing right here, boom. This is the MVP rankings. This is a week ago, all right? Shai was number 1 a week ago. Yes, that's great. Just read what Sean Powell put down here. And we know Sean Powell is a big Nuggets fan. He is a big Jokic fan, all right? Shai's averaging 32 points a game, almost 33, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. Better season than what he had last year. One of the best seasons by a guard all time. And I get Jokic is doing great things, but let's just read what he said about Shai. The most methodical scorer in the game is their threat to score 50 points on any given night. He had no 50 pieces before the season. Now he has 4. What's impressive is how Shai is dangerous anywhere on the floor. He's not a volume 3-point shooter, but can't be left open. So he's not a volume 3-point shooter. He's shooting like 36, 37%, I'm pretty sure, from the field. He's a good 3-point shooter. He's been very great since February. All right. Why are you not going to mention that? Why? Or you're just going to say, he's not a great 3-point shooter. He's not a volume 1, all right? But he can't be left open. But he's not a good 3-point shooter. That's what you're saying. He gets the rim and the free throw line. Why'd you have to mention that? Why? Why'd you have to mention that? Why is getting to the free throw line all of a sudden a bad thing? But when Kobe, MJ, and all these other great guards did it, it was, oh, that's smart basketball. But why are you now kind of making it seem like a bad thing when Shai Gilgeous-Alexander does the exact same thing these greats are doing? These GOATs are doing. And of course, elite at mid-range. Defense is solid too. Solid? He's in contention for Defensive Player of the Year. He's probably going to be the only player, unless Jaren Jackson Jr. makes an All-NBA team, he's probably going to be the only player that makes an All-NBA and All-Defensive team this year. The only one. What do you mean he's solid on defense? No, he is great on defense. He is one of the league's best two-way players. The only person ahead of him in steals is Dyson Daniels. What do you mean he's a solid defensive player? He is a great defensive player. Let's look what he said about Jokic, though, who is in second place. He's averaging a triple-double. His efficiency, 57 overall, 43 from deep. He doesn't take a lot of three-pointers, all right? And he's a center. He's supposed to be efficient. Shai is more efficient than him. Is off the charts for a volume shooter. He'll finish top 5 in assists, rebounds, and steals. For those who say his defense is an abomination. So you're stat watching. Your box score watching is what you're doing, Sean Powell. Have you watched a Nuggets game? When he is on the court, the Nuggets have a defensive rating of 150. 150. That's how many points they're giving up on average when Jokic is on the court. His defense is an abomination. It is. It is. So it's easy to get steals when everyone makes an errant pass every now and then. I feel like some of the steals that he does get don't actually, like, they shouldn't count towards him. All right? Yes, it is a historic season. He's averaging triple-double. Anyone that averages a triple-double, it's a historic season. All right? Opposing defenses realize how much he means to the Nuggets, and so they're teaming him, forcing him to surrender the ball, demanding his teammates win games. How many players are getting that level of respect? Just one. See above. Like, it's absurd. It's absurd how much kind of like glazing he's doing for Nikola Jokic compared to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. But no, let's go and look at what he said when Jokic made it to first place here. Jokic remains among the top 3 in scoring, rebounds, assists, and steals. Astonishing pace with just 1 month left in the regular season. Finishes that high in those categories. It would be an NBA first. As Malone said, Jokic is doing things that we haven't seen before. As Jokic said himself, this is his best season. High stuff from a 3-time MVP winner. I get it. It's a great season, all right? But you don't need to constantly put down Shai and try to you're like keeping the goalpost the same distance for Jokic. But when Shai does anything, the goalpost is constantly getting moved further and further back. The final thing I want to show you here is the kind of intro that he said here. Meanwhile, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander rested for a game, no doubt in preparation for a national TV tip against Jokic. No, it was against the Trailblazers. He didn't just the Trailblazers are not on the same level as Shai. Why does Shai have to play and only 22 minutes of play against a Trailblazers team? All right. Then was superb Sunday against the Nuggets, faltered the next night in a loss to Jokic. I don't think he really faltered. He had a good game still, but yeah, he could have played better. Then went to Boston, up into the defending champs. All we should say, the race for the top spot of the ladder has juice and deserves drama. I like how he's saying that it should be close in the minds of some voters. Maybe it isn't close here in mid-March. On this ladder, it is close, as it should be, out of respect for the season these two are producing. So, like, yeah, he recognized Shai's also in a good season, but he then goes say, you can make a case for either winning the MVP. It would be a solid argument, but that time hasn't arrived yet. And so there's another change of the top rung. It's Jokic for now. Unlike Gilgeous-Alexander, he didn't take a game off. He overruled his coach and played the night after suffering an elbow tweak and played superbly too. Of course he's going to want to play against a contender. There's a difference to this. There is a difference to someone taking a night off against a team that's currently trying to get the #1 overall pick. It was also resting players, okay, where Shai would have only played 20 minutes that game compared to Jokic wanting to play against a contender and get a good win under their belt. Also, let's not ignore the fact, okay, he lost to the damn Wizards. He lost to the Washington Wizards yesterday. After having a 14-point lead and 20 points in the first quarter, what did he do? Nothing. Absolutely nothing after that first quarter. He lost. He is losing against, not even playing teams, all right? Against teams that are purposely trying to lose. He's losing against those teams. The NBA has this sort of like agenda out there where they don't want the Thunder to win. It's the NBA, every national media outlet, ESPN. The only person that I see constantly talking good about the Oklahoma City Thunder is Brian Windhorst over at ESPN. The only one. Everyone else, it's, oh, they're too young. They can't get it done. If they couldn't do anything last year as the #1 seed, they can't do anything this year. They think it's the same team, but yet they just want to constantly put us down. They don't want to learn the names of our players. They still don't know the difference between J-Dub and J-Will. It is absurd. The NBA doesn't know it. No, national media outlet knows it. It is absolutely absurd. So this investigation for winning a game after resting your starters because they would have only played 20 minutes and risk getting hurt in those games is absurd. It is BS. Why is it fine when Boston and all these other contenders do it, but when the Thunder do it, it's no, got to look at him. Why is it when Shai sits a game because they're playing against a contender, puts him down in the MVP race, but Jokic loses to the Wizards and he goes up? It makes no sense. It's clearly showing biasy and favoritism to the larger markets and players that have been there before and done it. That's what it is, plain and simple. But I've gone on long enough for this rant here. We're pushing 13 minutes. So let me know what you guys personally think about the NBA investigation. Shai going down in the ladder because he rested a game. Stupid. That is just a stupid reason to move someone down the MVP ladder. Let me know what you guys all think about that. And like I said, join the bracket challenge for March Madness there in the Hot Takes app using code Digest, and join the Digest Media group there in the Hot Takes app. Want to really see you guys over there. That's all I got. See you guys in the next video.